Hello, welcome back to Catch This Knife Network. I'm Thomas Glieber, and this is my guest, Charlotte Glieber, and she has some questions about the life cycle of a star. So, Charlotte, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a student and I am interested in astronomy.
Awesome, that is awesome. Okay, so let's begin with just knowledge. What do you want to know about a star?
What is a star?
Well, a star is a hot body of glowing gas beginning as a nebula, which all stars, massive or small, begin as. And stars can be vary from the size of 450 times smaller than the sun, or 1,000 times bigger than the sun. And surface temperatures range from 3,000 degrees Celsius to over 50,000 degrees Celsius.
What is the temperature of our sun?
Our sun is about 5,500 degrees Celsius, and it appears yellow.
What colors are the hottest and what colors are the coldest?
Okay, well, the blue stars are the hottest stars, and the red stars are the coldest stars.
What part of the cycle is our sun in now?
Our sun is currently in the gradual warming, and it is in a few billion years, it will become a red giant.
What do the stars start out as?
Well, all stars start out as a nebula, which is a cloud of hydrogen gas and dust in space. And these are very big, and they could be the size of 100 light years, but just appear as small clouds to the human eye. And the process of these nebulas could take millions of years. And whether it's a small or large star, they all start out as nebulas.
What is the next step in the cycle after the nebula?
Well, after the nebula, the star will develop into either a small or a large star. And the star will consist of hydrogen and helium gas. And small stars will live longer than large stars because of all the surface area that it will have to keep up with. And the small star will live about 100,000 years. After it just becomes a regular star, it will swell up to a red giant. And the red giant sizes vary from 100 million to 1 billion kilometers in diameter. And the red giants can become about 100 times as big as the sun. And although it is bigger, the surface area is cooler because the energy has to spread over a larger area. And it can spend vary from a few thousand to a billion years to become a red giant, but it will remain a red giant for about a billion years.
What's after that?
Well, if the star begins as a small star, it will become a red giant. But if it begins as a massive star, it will become a red supergiant. And the red supergiant is the biggest, most luminous star, and it is the top of the HR diagram, which I'll get to later. And the red supergiant can become 1,000 times bigger than the sun. After it becomes a supergiant or a giant, a small star will become a white dwarf, which is just a star that has burned up all of the hydrogen it once used. And after it becomes a white dwarf, it will become a black dwarf, which is just a white dwarf that has cooled down and lost all of its heat. But for the star that began as a massive star, after a supergiant, it will become a supernova, which is an explosion that briefly outshines the entire galaxy. And for the last stage of its cycle, it will become a black hole or a neutron star.
Now that you've taught me about the cycle, can you explain the HR diagram?
Yes, I can. And some background information on the HR diagram. It was created by Ejnar Hertzsprung and Henry Norris Russell in 1910. And it was created at Harvard Observatory, producing classifications for tens of thousands of stars. And the HR diagram is a scatter graph measuring the brightness versus the temperature of a star, but it does not map locations. And here's a picture of the HR diagram. And as you can see, here's the temperature. And unlike a normal graph, which normally goes bigger this way, the temperature will go bigger this way, and this is the luminosity, the brightness, and it goes bigger this way. So the at the top of the diagram we have the red supergiants, which are the brightest but also the coldest stars because of its massive size. And at the bottom left we have the dullest stars but also the hottest because they do not have much surface area, so it can heat up easier, which are the white dwarfs. And our sun is in the middle of the HR diagram, so it is a fairly average star. And that should be it for us at Catch This Knife Network. Thanks to my partner Charlotte Glieber, and I'm Thomas Glieber. Good night.